Hi, I am Shannon Marie Bennett. I am so glad that you are here today, and we're just going to talk about what it's like to be made for more and how I started my business 8 years ago and how you can do the very same thing with your handmade brand and creative brand and get you to a place where really you never thought you would be, like I am. Like I was saying, I'm Shannon Marie Bennett. This is my family of six up in that top corner. I have four amazing kiddos and my husband. We all run our business together. I am a homeschool mom as well, and this fall actually is our 8th year in business, and it's all started right in our garage in our home. Never despise small beginnings because you just don't know where they might take you. So, we're just going to go on a little journey today as to where I started and what it's been like along the way. And I actually started with a big pile of broken crayons. I used what I had in 2017 in my garage, and that eventually led me into doing craft shows with these handmade crayons that I was making with my children. It was actually a homeschool project that I fell backwards into business from. And it's landed me this year, this past July. I was actually on national television's The View on behalf of our business, Creative Crayons Workshop. So never saw that coming when I first started, but it just goes to show you that when you just take one step and put one foot in front of the other, you never know where you might end up in your business. So today we're just going to have about 45 minutes together, and if you have any questions, just drop them over in the chat, and I'll be sure to keep an eye on them and answer them for you. I'm definitely here to help you along the way. All right, so we are going to cover three basic things today. The first will be the scrappy start that sparks success. And the idea of what if you just started with what you had, like what I just said. I started with broken crayons because with 4 children homeschooling, that's what we had a lot of. You don't need a fancy space, you don't need a perfect plan, and you just may need some grit, some glue guns, and a garage space to get started. Secondly, we're going to talk about the confidence that it takes to sell while you're building your business and learn how to set yourself up with real sales and real success with very simple strategies that work even if you're just starting out. So whatever level you are at in your journey of your business, if you're just starting or if you already have a website going and you just need an extra boost, then we will talk about how to get you there. And then lastly, we're going to talk about going from creative chaos to strategic clarity. I know that we're all creative entrepreneurs here, and so we're going to discover how to transform your creative energy into an intentional strategic plan so that you can grow something sustainable and something that you love. Because let's be honest, if you don't love it, it's no fun, right? That's definitely an important part. Okay, so if you're wondering what my core values are, my three main core values are my family, freedom, and creativity. I've always been a creative person. Family is at the center of everything that I do. It's why I even started my business. I wanted to implement something that was going to be a blessing to all of us with our time and with our finances, obviously. And you can build both at the same time. Freedom is what keeps me going, and the freedom to be present with my family, the freedom to set my own schedule and, create income on my own terms. And I believe that we shouldn't have to choose between raising our kids or building something meaningful in a business. We can definitely do both together, and I'm going to show you that today. And then lastly, creativity. It's the gift that I will always refuse to let go of. It's a part of who we are, right? And if you've ever dreamed that using your handmade skills to build something that brings income and joy without sacrificing your time and the people that you love, then you are exactly in the right place. Okay, so back to the beginning for me. It's crazy that I even still had these pictures, but this is a picture of my very first sale of our handmade crayons that I had created. That's my oldest two. They were so tiny 8 years ago, but we were making crayons in my kitchen and put them up onto a Facebook post. And wouldn't you know that somebody purchased them? It was a teacher who wanted a gift for her students, and all of a sudden it was like the ball started rolling. And that's how I started my journey turning broken crayons into what's now a seven-figure brand 8 years later, with my two oldest kids, a toddler attached to my leg, and a baby on my hip. And you know what? The best part of this is that what took me years to figure out can happen in so much faster of a time for you with what I'm going to share. And there's my little craft space. It was so cute, right? I actually, that buffet that's in that picture came straight out of my kitchen. I was lugging everything out of my house to set up those craft show booths, but I really believed in what I was doing. All right, so if you're anything like me, you may have heard one of these three things before, and I have a feeling you probably have. So one of three things: your family and your friends are always telling you how talented you are and how much they love what you make, right? Like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. I can't believe you made that. Or maybe you feel choked by time and money and you're determined to figure a scrappy way out of it. I think probably everybody feels that right now with the price of groceries and everything crazy. And then lastly, if you want to stay at home with your kids and you're trying to figure out a way to make extra cash for your family while you're doing so. So that was me. All three of those things, that was me. So can you relate? I think you probably can. So the results that you want come from my Made for More method that I've developed over these past 8 years. And I'm going to tell you about those details at the end. But for now, let's talk about how you can create take your handmade skills and creativity and make a consistent money maker and freedom taker for you and your family. So this class is also for you if you are like me on the doubting scale. I was always doubting when my friends and family were complimenting me on the things that I was making, thinking like, oh, they're just being nice. They're just saying that to be nice and supportive because they love me, right? Like doubt creeps in, that's real. But you also might be like me again if you are, like I said, tired of being broke. And the saddest part is saying no to our kids when we just don't have the money to do the things that they want to do. Like, Mom, let's go to Chick-fil-A tonight. And it's like, not tonight, guys. Like that kind of, it hits home on your heart as a mom. And then lastly, if you're a stay-at-home mom and you love it, but you have to figure out a way to make extra money so that you can continue staying at home with them. I think so many of us are in that boat right now, so let's figure it out. So I'm going to help you. This is like my legit system and the things that I have figured out along the way in the past 8 years. And I want you to be able to have those fun, memorable vacations with your family. Like this one, I was here with my family at Disney World. Some of the sweetest memories. I want you to be able to buy the groceries that you really want and not always have to, buy whatever is on sale or you have a coupon for. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but sometimes you want to buy something just because you're craving it, right? Or your kids are. And I want you to be able to have those date nights with a hired babysitter and not have to think twice about feeling bad or cutting your time short on your date so that you can pay the babysitter less. I want you to have it all. And I know what it is to feel like and have all of those needs be real and be met. All right. So make sure you stay to the end, because if you stay to the end today, then you're going to get this awesome bonus that I've created. It's the Scrappy Seller's Guide to LinkedIn, and it's for e-commerce wins. A lot of people don't think about LinkedIn when they're thinking e-commerce and online businesses, but this is a system that I just stumbled on and created, and it has landed me amazing connections with magazine editors, retail buyers, and so many more ways that our products have been featured all through the system that I'm going to give you at the end on LinkedIn. All right, so let's talk about tapping into your purchase. This is my sweet family of 6 all the way back in 2017. Oh, there's a little. So like I told you before, my family is what lights my fire. Matt is my husband, and the 6 of us, we run our business together. We did not want to miss the moments of our kids growing up, and yes, it can be messy, but it's definitely magical. And those messy, magical, and ordinary moments, they're the ones that make up real life. And building a business from home means that you get to actually create something meaningful without trading time, and you get to do it with the people that you love the most. So here is the thing that's going to anchor you. It's called a why. And if you're like, what the heck is a why? Your why is the thing that will carry you through the messy middle. So only you can decide on what your why is. In the late nights, the slow seasons, the moments of doubt, maybe it's creating a life where your kids can see you chasing your dreams and finally turning your creativity into real income. So whatever it is, whatever that why is for you, you need to anchor into it, because the reason is bigger than the fear and stronger than any obstacle. And those things, those fears and obstacles, they are going to come, and your why is going to carry you through it. So, like I was saying, it's not a question of if, but when. I have had so many storms in the past 8 years of my business. I have wanted to quit so many times and had all the tears and feeling like a failure. Like, that's just part of it. But if I remember my why, the picture of, the 6 of us, it's like, I'm going to get us through this. We're going to figure it out together so that we can continue on and have that freedom that we want in our business and family life. So here we are in 2025, and my oldest two in that picture from 2017, they got to go and fly to Connecticut with me this year and do business with mom. And because we're a homeschool family and we have the freedom in business and family life, then they get to have those experiences along the way. And you can totally have that too. So you've got to lead with your mission. Like I was saying, do it together. It does not have to be either. It can be both. And then this is a fun picture in the top corner. That was us when we were in New York City this summer. For me to be on The View, I was like, you know what, let's make this into a family trip. And that's the 4th of July, 2025. We were in Times Square, and I was like, we have to take a picture of this moment because I never want to forget it. So if you're wondering, what was the pivotal moment that changed it all for me? Because there really was one. And I remember it as clear as day. What changed it? So I realized that the best investment I could ever make, ever, is investing in myself. It's me. And you are the best investment that you will ever make. You are the best deposit you can ever make is in yourself. And I truly mean that. So when you realize that, when you realize, there's lots of different distractions of where our time and attention and money can be pulled to. But when you realize that it's you, like the best investment I can ever make is in myself, then that's when things start to really change. And then I started shifting into just going for it, honestly. So if you think that my workspace looked like any of these pictures, they're beautiful, right? Like, who wouldn't want that to be their workspace? I would love that. It's completely not what it looked like. I just decided to step into my pivot and my messy, chaotic life as it was. And let me show you what it actually looked like. Are you ready? This is what it looked like. If you don't believe me, these are the pictures that for some reason I took back in the beginning so I could look back on. And I was actually pumping 6 figures of broken crayons out of my garage. As you can see, it was a shared space with my children's bicycles, with an exercise machine in the background. It is not tidy in any way, shape, or form. I even have some dirty coffee cups, it looks like, sitting on there. But you know what? I made it work because I realized that I was worth it. And I was going to figure out a way, invest in myself, and make it happen. And I did. So you don't need a formal business plan or a degree, if someone has told you that, to start your business. You might just need a garage and a glue gun, and in my case, some broken crayons. And really to just stop scrolling on Pinterest, searching for side hustles, and make one with your kids that you can do together and sell on your own. So let's talk about why fancy fails and scrappy wins. I am speaking to this from my experience, okay? So this is the lie that keeps you stuck, all right? We have been fed this polished fantasy that success starts with the right space, the perfect plan, a beautiful logo, a loan, and a huge shipment of beautiful imported goods ready to resell. But for most real entrepreneurs like myself, That's not at all how things happen. What it actually takes to start, truthfully, is that most successful people don't wait for things to look all the perfect lined up ways you think they should. They just get resourceful, start scrappy, and use what they have to make it work. That's what I did. There's my crayon station, okay? That station is what I was literally making my crayons from and making a six-figure income. It's wild. So, talking about why fancy fails and scrappy wins. All right. So fancy is waiting for something perfect, right? It's that Pinterest perfect life, whereas scrappy is starting anyway. Obviously, that's what I chose, was to start scrappy. Because honestly, if you just keep waiting, like, it might not ever come. Fancy is also trying to impress others, and scrappy is building the momentum. Okay, I know that this can be something that can be hard to get over because really it involves our ego and our pride. But when your why is so big, like I was saying, my why, my family, my freedom, our life together, it was so big. It was bigger than my pride and my ego. I tossed impressing others out the window and I just started making things happen and building momentum. And then lastly, fancy can be expensive. I know that we probably all know that, whereas scrappy is profitable. I would much rather have the profit personally. So I stopped waiting for the perfect time and environment and I just bet on myself. And like I said, that's when everything changed. So if you are just sitting here waiting for someone to give you permission, here it is, okay? So then this happened. That momentum that I talked about just starting, it's landed me in all of these crazy, extremely blessed places, national television, Live with Kelly and Mark, ABC TV, CBS television, On the View, Shark Tank. Like, it's crazy, right? You just have to start and believe in yourself. So all of those amazing things I just showed you, they were all happening while I was homeschooling my four children and managing the ins and outs of daily life. Was it crazy? Absolutely. A lot of days. But is it impossible? No, it's not impossible. And guess what? You can do it too. I'm not that special. I just decided I was going to do it and I'm going to teach you how if that's what you want to do too. So I started in my garage. I had no money. I did not have a team. Well, I guess my team was my four children and my husband. I didn't have a 10-year plan or any high objectives on the list. I just had broken crayons, creativity, and a fire in my belly that was more for freedom of my family to live how we wanted to live our lives. So I turned that mess that you see right there. I turned that into a successful seven-figure brand as seen on The View. That's a picture of me in the green room this summer. It's so wild, but it was a memory for sure. So small steps build into massive momentum. I think this is something that we all know, but we probably don't think about that often. And when it comes to business, especially, it couldn't be any truer. Okay. So you're probably thinking like, okay, Shannon, that's so cute, right? You made all these cute little crayons in your garage, but like, is this real? Could this really happen for me? And I'm going to tell you that that voice of doubt will always, always, always creep in. It still creeps in between my ears today. But whether it's a late night, or if you're working late at night and your kids are sleeping, you have to be committed to learning new skills and applying them, because those are the moments, when you're up late at night and you're tired and you're stretched thin, when doubt creeps in and you're going to want to quit. But it won't work if you believe that the small steps matter and you're implementing them. You will not give in to that doubt and you will see that it's worth it. So those tiny actions that I just talked about, like eventually they become this big giant snowball, right? Like we all know what it's like to build a snowball. Well, maybe not all of us, but it starts small. So does the momentum. And you might have to be patient with yourself, but a snowball starts with one snowflake, okay? One product starts with one happy customer, one sale, then they tell all their friends how much they loved it. And those tiny actions, they all build on each other and they create confidence and clarity and then cash flow faster than you actually realize. So If you're wondering what the most powerful place to start is, it's actually small. Apple started in their garage, so did Amazon. Hello. Your kitchen table is not a limitation, it's actually a launch pad. So, scrappy does not stay scrappy, it grows. And everything that is big, it once was small. It's just natural progression, right? We all know that, especially if you have kids. Um, it doesn't happen overnight, it's step by step, but after a steady go of it, the steady turns into scale. And I started exactly where you are. Like, that's me at a Christmas craft show in Franklin, Tennessee. And like I said, those are pieces out of my kitchen, those giant antique pieces of furniture. I just used whatever I could to set up a display because I believed that, I could serve people with my crayons, that these kids were going to have a great Christmas with these special things that they had handmade gifts, in their stocking or wherever it was. And it worked. You just have to have an idea. You have to have some grit, and you have to have the willingness to begin. So why not you? If I can do it, why not you? The last problem is the copy and paste product problem. And if you're scrolling on any marketplace or social media, you will notice very quickly a lot of the same generic mass-produced, made overseas typed products. And this is the model that a lot of people are taught, but it's actually why you can get burnout or get buried in the noise, because you want to stand out, right? So my question is, when did we stop valuing the maker or the creative business owner? I think society as a whole has kind of tried to dumb down or silence that, and it's so false. So, like I said, somewhere along the way, handmade has become less than, seemingly. It's not really. People started chasing scale and shortcuts on the business end and lost the soul of what it takes to make a product matter, okay? So I'm here to tell you, from experience, that handmade is back and buyers want it. People want something special and unique. They want to connect with you as the maker. It is not outdated. Having a handmade brand or a creative brand is not outdated. It's actually on the rise, and people want the story, the substance, the connection, okay? They're willing to pay for things that feel real again, opposite of AI. And your skills are exactly what they're looking for. So there's a lot to say about having the stamp of approval made in the USA on your products and on your brand. It's built by you and it's trusted by them. And it signals quality as well to the customer. When it's you making and creating it, it also creates an emotional connection that no factory that's overseas ever could. And plus, with all the tariffs going on, you can avoid it and stand out apart from that. So the handmade advantage, your work doesn't look different. Your work doesn't just, sorry, I jumbled those words. Your work doesn't just look different, it feels different. That is so true, because it's not just about what you make, it's about what you stand for. So that's part of the beauty of having a handmade or creative brand, is it's this whole all-encompassing package of your product, your story, who you are, and what you pour into the products that you're making. And all of those handmade details, they win on trust and loyalty and impact. So what if you could actually build a business with your own two hands? Your skills, your story, your business. What if the thing that you thought made you small, your handmade skills, is actually your biggest asset, okay? Again, speaking from experience, I was making handmade crayons in my garage, and it actually worked the opposite that I thought it was. It didn't make me small. It made me stood out, and people wanted on a huge scale what I had to offer. So what if you could build a real and thriving business just like I have, using nothing but your own two hands? Okay, imagine if your product, your handmade product, your creative product, was being featured in places like I showed you before. If you could know how, it is all in the Made for More method. So I talked about this a little bit earlier. I'm in my 8th year of business now, and the Made for More method is something that I've put together over the past 8 years, the things that I have seen work and develop. And I've put it all together in a 6-week success strategy so that I can help you get your creative product listed, sold, and scaling faster than you might DIY your business through YouTube videos. I know what that's like too, and all without importing. Because here's the truth, every day that you wait on fleshing out your dreams is a day that your product isn't out there making money, or more importantly, making the impact that you want. Because skipping over this isn't just a missed opportunity for you, it's also delayed income for your family that you would be putting towards your kids' activities. Maybe, I mean, gosh, Christmas, birthday presents. Like I said, those groceries that you really want to buy that you pass on sometimes, it just gives you more breathing room, I guess, in general, of what you can do with putting your handmade skills to the test. So it's another month. Your kids don't get to see their mom stepping into their own brilliance. It took me so long to realize this, and I really want to just let that stand out for a minute, because I think as women and moms, sometimes we don't realize how how beautiful our talents are. And our kids need to know that, right? And so the longer you wait, or the further you delay this into the future, is the longer that your kids have to wait on seeing their mom step into her own brilliance, right? I think that's pretty incredible. That's legacy. So you're going to do it for you, and you're going to do it for them. Say yes to progress, profit, and purpose. That's a tongue twister. And it starts now, honestly. So after 6 weeks of working out the Made for More method, these are some things that you'll have under your belt. A product or idea that you can be proud of, and proof that it sells if you don't have one already. A lot of you do already have a product in the works and a website going, and that's awesome. So we'll get you going even faster on that. You'll be able to sell your handmade item listed and selling locally. A lot of people discount your, locally, like where you live, the stores around you, your community, and it is a huge place to leverage your skills and talents in your handmade products. You'll have a plan and an application for your first in-person event. It might be a craft show or a pop-up, or in my case now, I've worked my way up to trade shows, and I'm so excited to be able to share my experience in all of those areas with you. Your online shop, which it could be launched on Etsy, Amazon Handmade, or Shopify. We actually have all three for our business. I'm going to help you get up and running on one of those. And then a growing email list. So important. Don't let email list scare you. It is not scary, and it is one of the biggest business assets you can build as far as communicating with your people. And a social platform that you can utilize for your business as well. You'll have the confidence to grow even into wholesale, and possibly with retailers. You will have a business that fits your mom life, a real income in your pocket, and momentum that feels amazing. It really does. I can't even explain, if you haven't felt it before, when your products really take off and people are loving what you do and what you offer them and how you serve them with it. It is a really cool feeling. It's very fulfilling. You'll have a supportive community that reminds you that you are made for more. And lastly, a legacy. I just mentioned this, for your children, always showing them that anything is possible, and they get to watch you accomplish your dreams. So let's talk about how to start a handmade business with your creative skills. And it just involves your creative ability, resourcefulness, betting on yourself, and taking the shot. All things that I've already mentioned. Allie is somebody that I've worked with, and she's so sweet. She says, Shannon gave me very valuable advice and feedback as I started my online store. She has a wealth of knowledge based on her own amazing success as an e-com business-based owner, and I'm happy to say I now have a shop that brings in consistent sales, and I'm so grateful for her help. Thank you, Allie. She's got a really sweet children's book out there. All right, then we have module one. So, module one of the Made for More method is all about crafting your idea and starting scrappy. By the end of module one, when you work it out and flesh it out, you'll walk away with a clear product to sell. No more waiting for the perfect idea. Stop overthinking and start doing. It's all in the doing, guys. So, your kids don't need perfection, they need to see you start, okay? Throw perfection out of the window. We'll talk about brainstorming product ideas, defining your first sellable product if you haven't already, and also getting scrappy by using what you are already skilled at. It might just be right under your nose. Alexis, the founder of Everyday Cozy Living, had this to say about working together. Shannon has been an absolute asset to my business and growth. Not only has she been a collaborative partner, but she has helped me develop new income streams for my e-commerce business. Shannon has a wealth of information and knows how to help owners get from A to Z. Alexis and I saw a really cool thing happen in her business in that additional revenue stream that she's talking about. I mean, she made like a teacher's salary in a weekend from what I helped her work on. It was really cool. All right, the second part of module two is all about craft to cash, listing it, selling it, and getting that profit in your pocket. And by the end of it, you will feel the thrill and you will no longer have to wonder, does this work? Because you'll know that it does, and then it really does change everything. So you'll be posting your products online, in marketplaces, wherever, I said Amazon Handmade, Etsy, your Shopify store, whatever place you decide, you will be regularly posting and selling online. You're going to learn how to do the photography. Canva is amazing for any picture help, and then AI hacks along the way as well. Okay, and then we have Kim Rohr. If you are a clean skin products girl, you got to check out Nash and Jones. That's her brand. We worked together, and she said that Shannon is a pleasure to work with. Not only did she open my eyes to new selling channels, but she has personal experience with all of them. That valuable firsthand experience saves tons of time on making common mistakes and put my mind at ease when endeavoring into a new sales channel. Having someone who has done it all before is an invaluable service. Seriously, you have to check out her lip balm. Okay, module three, pop up and profit. So we're going to talk about going local. And like I said, you really need to leverage your local community as much as possible. But by the end of module three, you will have planned your first in-person event with confidence and creating that local buzz. You can also create local buzz on your local news channel, and that is huge too. That was like massive for us in the beginning. You'll receive real feedback, real customers, and real momentum without relying on the algorithm. And what I mean by that is sometimes the algorithm feels like it's all just chance. Like, I'm just going to throw this out there and hope the algorithm has favor. But you can take a lot of that into your own control when you're doing things locally in your own hometown. Oh, I should have said at the end of that, also, you will know all about how to build an email list and talk with your customers that way. All right, module four is all about your digital doors. Open your online shop. Okay, your digital doors, the coolest part of them is they are open 24/7, and you will experience what it's like to go to sleep and wake up and have made orders while you're sleeping. It's pretty awesome. It's a fun thing to check your sales in the morning after a fresh cup of coffee and see, wow, I am on it even when I didn't know it, right? Okay, shipping basics. That's another thing that we'll talk about in this module. Gosh, I cannot wait to save you time. I did everything wrong when I started out. All the wrong ways with shipping, the wrong platforms, the wrong printers, the most inefficient ways, and I learned the hard way. So I'm here to help you with that. Also, let me just tell you, if your product is shipping something breakable, try and find a way around that, because crayons are breakable, and while they're not high in value, like maybe a beautifully sculpted vase, it's no fun to go through an email and reshipment of a handmade product that breaks in the mail. Okay, and then social media. We'll talk about your favorite platform. Personally, my favorite is Pinterest. It's actually not social media, but it is a social platform. I cannot shout Pinterest louder from the rooftops. It has been a huge asset to our business over the years, and I am happy to talk with you about that as well. Okay. Oh, Heather. Yes. So, Heather Benny, she is the founder of Epsomit, which is a USA made brand. It's like a Epsom salt bath in a cream type product. And we worked together, and she said that I have played an invaluable part in growing her business through new revenue streams and national TV features. Heather's killing it. All right, module five. We're going to talk about getting scrappy or going from scrappy to being stocked in stores. And this is absolutely possible if you want it to be. Some people decide that their product is, because when you sell to a store, when you sell wholesale or even retail, you have to massively slash your prices. We'll talk about that, like making sure you have enough profit in your pricing to actually be able to cut your price down to be able to be sold on a larger scale in stores. But if you can do that, it's definitely worth it. And then lastly, in module 6, we will talk about batching your business and making marketing fit your life. This is a game changer massively when it comes to time. You'll finally feel in control about your marketing and not feel overwhelmed by it. So this module will help you serve your family and not steal time from your family. I'm sure you probably batch some of the things that you make in your business, meaning, you don't just make one cookie, you make 24 cookies, right? Same goes for a lot of the pieces of business when it comes to social media posts and email marketing, all of that. And I will explain all of that to you inside the Made for More method. So just to remind you, if you're wondering, you do not need a perfect plan. You might just need a garage and a glue gun and just to start. There is my very not perfect product. Those unicorn crayons, they were one of our best sellers, and I'm looking at that picture thinking that's pretty horrible, but people loved it. And it's what got us started, and I have no shame in that now. I realized that where I started is a part of my journey, and we all start somewhere and we learn and we grow from it, right? So imagine what would happen if you started today. Today, why not? The Made for More method is a 6-week success strategy. It's designed for moms like you, by me, moms that want to get their product listed and sold, maybe grandmas too, right? And growing faster than just trying to DIY it alone at home, which can be very frustrating because I did that. And it also prevents the overwhelm and the uncertainty for you. So you don't have to hustle 24/7. You don't need a factory or a flawless plan, okay? You just need a clear path of where you want to go and a guide that does not gatekeep. I hate gatekeeping, and a push start, which is what I want to offer you and help you with. So I'm sure you're like, okay, Shannon, I've been waiting, and here's the numbers, all right? So the Made for More method, the 6 modules, you can see the value of each module by its name. And I'm going to offer you a fun bonus today. The Visibility Vault, it's valued at $99. So these individual pieces, when I offer them to my customers and clients individually, it's actually a value of over $1,600, $1,643 to be exact. But because this is like a new thing for me, the first time I'm ever offering this and wanting to really just ramp up and gather people into what it's like to be made for more, in this initial first push and offering, I am offering it at the crazy price of $5.99. So less than half, right? So huge value. I mean, hello, Mama 4 here. I like a good deal. I'm sure you do too. So become a founding member today. I'm just going to encourage you to do that. Why not, right? What are you waiting for? This is the first time, like I said, the doors have ever opened to the Made for More method, and you're here for it. So, becoming a founding member today gives you that discounted price and the bonus as me saying thank you and celebrating you for betting on yourself. Okay, but then it gets a little better, okay? Because it's like my kids when they ask for dessert and I give them dessert and they're like, Mom, can I just have one more? Right? Like, that's kind of my thinking around this. And so, like, here's just one more, okay? So, in addition to that super bonus, I'm also offering a founding member discount today. And so, if you want to join me as a founding member in the Made for More method, I'm going to give you a $100 discount in addition to that bonus. And it'll bring it down to $4.99 for you. Pretty cool, right? So instead of $16.43, your price today is just $4.99. So, like I said, that extra dessert here's your extra dessert today, and it's the velocity bonuses that I'm offering. So, for the next 5 days, if you decide that you want to join as a founding member of the Made for More method, then I'm going to give you these fun bonuses that have been massive assets into the growth of my business. One of them is pinning profits. I mentioned Pinterest earlier, and this is my proven system of utilizing Pinterest and blogging to optimize free traffic. So if that doesn't mean anything to you, basically it means like not having to run ads and getting the right people on your website with the help of Pinterest to serve your customers so that they buy your product. That's one of the bonuses. The second is an app that my husband actually built, and it's the Scrappy Seller Listing Optimization app. And that is specifically for Amazon handmade sellers. So it's kind of like your back pocket tool of how to hack and shortcut your way to success on Amazon. Another bonus is the community, the Made for More online community, and it is exclusively for our handmade and creative sellers in the USA. A lot of fun in there to just be with like-minded people, right? Make new friends with people who get it and understand the same lane that you're in. And then lastly, I'm going to share with you my trade show toolkit. I love trade shows. They're so fun. And my most profitable tips and secrets without gatekeeping. The most recent trade show I did was actually in New York City this past July, and it is the trade show that landed us our first grocery store and retail deals. So the sky is the limit, y'all, like for real. Okay, so just to go over all of that for you in detail, there's the breakdown again with the super bonus, all 6 modules with the super bonus. Then you get those velocity bonuses that I just mentioned. There's the value. You don't see that wrong. Yes, it looks crazy. Over $3,500 of value if you were to buy these things individually, but as a founding member with your $100 off, I'm giving you all of this amazingness so that you can have the same success and grow the momentum in your business and freedom with your family for just $4.99. So now is the time. Now's the time. And you're going to take a bold step forward, I hope. And I just want to encourage you along the way because you can do it. We all need encouragement. I need the encouragement just as much as the next person. And I just want to encourage you to join Made for More now so that we can be in it together. And, you know, if you want the link, speak up. I'm going to actually, you know what? I will drop it in the chat right now for you. Let me see. Make that easy. Sorry. All right, the link is dropped in the chat for anybody that wants to sign up today for the Made for More method. If you have any questions, definitely drop them over there and I will answer them shortly. Okay, I know. But really, this is the last bonus. I just want to give you everything that I can. I don't want you to have any reason not to succeed, okay? So one last bonus, and this is my favorite, okay? Because I am a connections girl. So if you decide to join the Made for More method today and you pay in full, you will get 1 week of one-on-one mentorship with me via Voxer access to answer all of your urgent needs, actionable questions. If you need website help, if you need, eyes on an email you're going to send out, whatever it might be, send me a Voxer. I'll get right back to you. This is truly the one-on-one mentorship I wish I had when I first started. I cannot tell you the time it will save just by having someone to ask questions and answer them immediately for you. So if you join today and you pay in full, this is the bonus that you get as well. 1 week of one-on-one mentorship. So that brings the value of everything that you're getting today over $4,000 if you decide to pay in full. And the price, it's just $4.99. I did not up the price. I'm just giving you more because I really just want you to believe in yourself and have every single tool that you need to succeed when you, like I said, decide to just go for it. So some of the most frequently asked questions that people bring up is, like how much time will this take? And it's honestly up to you. I've designed it so it can be, a 6-week go through. It depends if you're working a day job and you just do this at night or however you want to do it. There's no wrong way that you can do it. The course will live in your membership vault, so it's not going anywhere. So when you want to start, it's there for you, and I'm here to answer your questions. It's not difficult on a tech level, but like I said, if you get that pay in full deal today, then you can always ask me any questions you have as far as the tech goes, because some things seem more tricky until you get that clarification and realize, how easy it really is. You can always email me, Shannon at Shannon Marie Bennett, if you have any questions along the way. I do offer a 14-day money back guarantee if you're wondering and, kind of like, I don't know, what if it doesn't really work for me? So I give you 14 days to apply the strategies and see if they're working for you. And if not, then that's where the guarantee does come in. So I just want to say, if all this did, if you jump in today to the Made for More method, and all this did was give you the freedom to stop trading your time for money and finally build something that works for you while you sleep, would it be worth it? Would it be worth it? What if all it did was help you stop stressing over bills and start saying yes to things like weekend getaways? Maybe it's soccer camp or a spontaneous family dinner to Chick-fil-A, like I said. Wouldn't that be a win? Or what if all it did was teach you how you can turn your creative gifts into a consistent income without sacrificing time with your children? Would that be enough? It was totally enough for me. And what if it gave you the courage and the clarity to finally, start doing the life that you've been dreaming of? Wouldn't that shift be worth it? What if all it did was inspire your kids to believe that their own dreams and skills are like tangible, right? Because mom's doing it. Wouldn't that be worth it? It's worth it for me. I watch it in my teenage kids now. It's pretty incredible. Or lastly, what if all it did was allow you to say yes to more snuggles, more slow mornings, and more freedom? Wouldn't it be worth the investment in yourself? And the answer is yes. I can definitely attest to that one, especially the snuggles. My littlest is 8 and I still get snuggles from her, and they're the best. So just a reminder, here's the pricing breakdown for you. It's over a $4,000 value that you get today if you decide to pay in full for only $499. Pretty awesome. And it's because I believe in you and you can do it. You just have to say yes and start applying the strategies. So if you decide, which I think you should, that you're made for more, then type it in the chat. Type made for more in the chat, and we can see everybody that believes in themselves and encourage and clap each other along the way. It's pretty cool. I don't know, that's, this business journey, just like being in a group of people that believe in themselves, like women and moms that believe in themselves, and we cheer each other on, and I don't know, it's a camaraderie that I've never experienced and always wanted, but I didn't realize I needed until I started it. So it's something cool to be a part of. All right, last thing I want to say before we go is that if you do need some help financially, I am offering a payment plan for you. So you can either pay in full and you can get that bonus that I mentioned, which is $4.99 today. Or if you're like, Shannon, I just really need help. I need to do the payment plan. I'm going to take away the fees. And it's a no hassle plan, 3 months, three payments of $169 a month. Again, that link is in the chat so you can decide which option is best for you. If you decide that the payment plan is the best way for you to go, that's awesome. You just don't get the one-on-one mentorship, but you get every other bonus that's included in those pictures. So it's pretty cool. All right, like I said, if you have any questions, definitely just send me an email, shannon@shannonmariebennett.com. Thank you so much for joining me today, and just know that above all, you are definitely made for more.